After retiring from touring, Winger has 4 shows scheduled for 2026. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison, and yes, this is like the hypocritical farewell crap that keeps happening when bands say they're done touring and then they still perform, even if it's a show here or there. Too many bands are doing it. I can write a book. You know, has there been anyone that's been honest? There have been a few honest Abes out there, probably. We do know that, but I'll get to that in a second. Um, Rod Morgenstein, the Winger drummer, was doing an interview with the Chris Akin Presents, and he spoke about the band's decision to retire after completing their final gig of 2025, which took place on August 31st of 2025 at the Rainbow Bar and Grill in West Hollywood, California. He said that by saying that the life turned out to be very rough for him emotionally because he didn't realize how much his life and vision, who he's tied up with in his band, and a lot of musicians understand but don't have the reality till it hits them in the face. And that they were talking about ending the band for years. When the band formed, it was Kip Winger, him, and Paul Taylor. They were in their 20s. He was in his 30s. For him to what was it? I'm reading this right now. For a singer in the stratosphere is no problem. 40 years later, you're doing is the tuning guitars and basses. They have steps. It's not very much. Singing those registers becomes an issue for every singer. He brings up a point and everything, and he couldn't name even 3, but who in their 60s can still do it. But he's in that. But both guys are in their 70s. Mickey Thomas from Starship is the main one. Glenn Hughes, and but he says they're not going to get to 5. And he says the last show you'll never see Winger again. Never say never. Circumstances have changed, and sure enough, they have 4 shows on the books this year: a festival in Brazil, a festival in Cancun. So far, nothing for the United States, but it's like when a band says there's going to be a farewell tour and you sell tickets for it, and sometimes fans will spend crazy amount of money for a farewell, and the next thing you know, 10 years later or 5 years later, oh, we're back. One of the biggest scammers I would consider is Motley Crue, because they did that cessation of touring bullshit that no one can tour as Motley Crue, etc., and then decided to do it. Kiss, I believe, did a couple of farewell tours, and they went around to say that the first farewell tour was with the original band. Yeah, Ozzy did I think a couple of them. Twisted Sister was about to do until Dee Snider retired from the band. I mean, this list goes on and on. If you say there's going to be no more shows, just say there's going to be no more shows. I could see reuniting for a radio special or something. Like with Led Zeppelin did that for Live Aid or something. But this is like fucking insane. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. Thank you much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. So, friends, what do you think about Winger performing live in 2026? So far, 4 shows only. After they decided to retire from touring, are they hypocrites? What are your thoughts, friends? Leave your comments, of course. Shame, shame, shame.